In the shadowy glades of Mount Pelion and the wild hills of Arcadia, half-man, half-horse creatures thundered through the legends of ancient Greece. Fierce, wise, wild, and totally unforgettable. These are the Centaurs. The Centaurs, mythical hybrids with the upper body of a human and the lower body of a horse, are among the most iconic creatures of Greek mythology. But where did they come from? One of the earliest tales speaks of Ixion, a man punished by Zeus for desiring Hera. As punishment, Zeus created a cloud in Hera's image. Ixion united with the cloud, and from this unnatural union came Centauros, who later mated with mares to father the race of centaurs. Most centaurs were believed to have lived in the wild mountainous regions of Thessaly, especially around Mount Pelion. This origin reflects their dual nature, divine punishment and animal instinct, an eternal tension between civilization and savagery. In myth, centaurs were often portrayed as untamed, violent, and lustful. They were quick to anger, ruled by impulse rather than reason. Greek writers used centaurs as symbols of human passions and primal urges, especially those unchecked by law or logic. They embodied the conflict between the civilized self and the wild instincts lurking beneath. But not all centaurs were brutes. Among the savage centaurs stood one exception, Chiron. Unlike his king, Chiron was wise, kind, and learned. Chiron was said to be the son of the Titan Cronus and a sea nymph. Abandoned by his mother due to his form, Chiron was adopted by Apollo, who taught him music, prophecy, and healing. Chiron became a teacher to heroes, Achilles, Jason, and even Hercules. He represented what centaurs could be when governed by wisdom instead of impulse. Tragically, Chiron was wounded by Hercules' poisoned arrow, and being immortal could not die. He eventually sacrificed his immortality, trading it for Prometheus' freedom, a final act of nobility. One of the most famous tales involving the centaurs is the Centaur Maki, the battle between the Centaurs and the Lapiths, a Thessalian tribe. At the wedding of Pirithous and Hippodamia, centaurs were invited, but fueled by wine and lust, they tried to abduct the bride and other women. A brutal fight broke out. The Lapiths, led by heroes like Theseus, drove the centaurs out. This myth served as a parable, a warning about the dangers of overindulgence and the loss of self-control. It's no coincidence that the story was immortalized on the walls of temples like the Parthenon. It reflected Athens' values, reason over chaos. Though born in Greek myth, the centaur galloped far beyond its origins. In Roman times, centaurs continued to appear in mosaics and sculpture, often in scenes of love or combat. In medieval Europe, they were seen as monstrous beings, representing sin and temptation. But in Renaissance art, they returned with complexity, sometimes savage, sometimes noble, sometimes both. In modern fantasy, from Narnia to Harry Potter to Dungeons and Dragons, centaurs are reimagined again and again. They are warriors, prophets, protectors of forests, and keepers of ancient knowledge. So what makes the centaur such a powerful symbol? It's their duality, man and beast, wisdom and rage, instinct and reason. They ask us, which part rules you? Chiron teaches that nobility and knowledge are possible even in a world full of chaos. The wild centaurs remind us of the cost of losing control. Whether wise or wild, the centaur still charges through our imagination. They are mirrors of ourselves, part divine, part animal, from ancient Greece to modern fantasy. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, to share, to comment, and have an awesome day. God bless.